I originally was like, I should probably record this in my bed to kind of change up the scenery, and also I feel like the lighting might be better. It's worse. So, do with that what you will. That is my iPad, by the way. Oh, I don't have my little glasses on. That's okay. They were too like shiny anyway. So I was doom scrolling on TikTok, trying to distract myself from my anxiety, as we all do, when I saw someone talking about the concept of embarrassment. And I didn't finish the TikTok, nor do I remember the contents of it, but it did get me thinking about how embarrassment is kind of dumb and also not real? Hear me out, okay? We've all done something we deem as super embarrassing. Whether that's said the wrong thing to the wrong person, or called your teacher mom, or said you too to a waiter when they're like, enjoy your food, or cartoonishly fell in public. The list goes the fuck on. It goes on, okay? You're probably thinking, I know you're not, but for the sake of this video, let's say that you're thinking this. If these are things that we all do, why are they embarrassing to us still? Well, embarrassment is just an ego response, and it's a product of being judgmental, like personally judgmental. In order to even experience embarrassment, you have to have built up a sense of self based on the opinions and values of others. This can be dangerous. This is dangerous because you're basing your identity around what other people think. And when people challenge your sense of self and go against it, you crash and burn or feel embarrassed. I feel like, in a way, you're setting yourself up for an identity crisis by doing all this. But hey, I also think it's a canon event. Most of us have gone through some sort of identity crisis, and we will continue to do so in the future when we decide that what we're doing isn't working for us anymore and we want to change it up. Because I feel like identity crises help us get closer to who we truly are and help us connect with the person that we're meant to be or meant to become. Unless it's pretty serious, then you know, then that's when it gets that's when it gets scary. Embar- embarrassment runs a lot deeper than we think about it as. Hello, I'm not grammaring correctly. Like, I can't speak today. Grammar just runs a lot deeper than we think it does. Grammar just runs. I'm not grammaring correctly. Like, I can't speak today. Or that we give it credit for. Not that it needs credit, but one more time. Embarrassment runs a lot deeper than we think it does, and it can manifest in many different ways that don't involve the direct perception of others. I feel like when you think of embarrassment as a whole, you probably think of doing something embarrassing in front of others. But sometimes when you're alone, you still experience embarrassment. Actually, a lot of the time. Like, have you ever tried singing and you just like go to hit a specific note and your voice cracks? Ew, like ew. Or tripping up your own stairs or falling down them. That's pretty embarrassing. Or you just randomly get haunted by random embarrassing flashbacks from middle school. I feel like, again, the list goes on. I feel like, and I hate to bring it there, but why are you watching me? If I'm always going to bring it here, so I don't know how you thought anything else, but I just feel like this can all fall back on the topic of self worth. I feel like it all really begs the question, what would you have to be embarrassed about if you truly and fully loved and accepted yourself? I'll let you sit with that one. Our minds are like parrots. Parrots mimic the shit they hear and the stuff that they're taught to say. But those birds don't have a clue what they're saying. They don't have consciousness, really. I mean, they do, but like, they don't know what they're saying. They can't comprehend the words. They don't know what's going on. much like our minds when they repeat self deprecating and really degrading stuff back to us. So, next time you find yourself cringing over something you did, I encourage you to ask yourself this: when was I made to feel bad or feel negatively for doing this thing or acting this specific way? I think you would be shocked how much baggage underlies the small day to day tasks that we just tend to gloss over, like cringing at ourselves for hitting the wrong note. I can tell you though, when I first started making music, it was not good. It wasn't good. But, through being bullied and told it sounded terrible, I, of course, was embarrassed, but I was also Jesus Christ. I was also unfathomably delusional. So I didn't really care too much because it brought me an incredible sense of joy. And it still does. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't care at all. Of course I did. I wanted that approval. I wanted that validation, that attention, that praise for doing something good, for doing something creative, for doing something artistic. But through being humbled and critiqued and living with that embarrassment, I channeled that energy into perfecting my craft and learning more about it. I bring all of this up because now when I listen back to those songs, I cringe. I do. I still cringe here and there. But I have to remind myself that they're not bad songs. Someone just tried to convince me that they were. And I shouldn't be embarrassed because I was young, I was an amateur, but most importantly, like I said, I was having so much fun and I was healing so many wounds. Next time you find yourself really embarrassed about something, specifically when you're alone, I challenge you to sit with it. I challenge you to sit with it. Another way that you can work through this sort of embarrassment of the self, and I've kind of moved on from embarrassment of just being like perceived. That's kind of different. There's no real way to overcome that other than to kind of, I guess, therapy, work on your confidence and like get over your ego. But like, I also don't want to sit here and make it sound like you should or shouldn't do this. You have free will. You can feel whatever the fuck you want. And it's also not like you're invalid for being embarrassed. I just want you to remember that it's not a real emotion and it's just an ego response. It's a form of your ego being bruised because the way that you perceive yourself is built off of others. And when others go against said perception of the self, things get kind of crazy. Things get embarrassing. I feel like a way that you can overcome this sort of embarrassment, a very small baby step that you can take, is recording yourself. This won't work for everybody, but it sure as hell worked for me. I've always loved recording videos. I've always loved making videos, whether or not I uploaded them. I just love to do it. And I've always loved to make music. Now, that came at the price of having to listen to my own voice. Ew, right? No, it's not, because through that process of hearing myself back and getting used to my own voice, it kind of broke down some of those walls that I had built up around myself and being perceived, and it has helped me be okay with being perceived. I'm still not, like, I've not mastered that or anything, but I'm definitely okay with being seen. And don't let anyone tell you that just because you're okay with being seen or just because you want attention, don't let anyone make you think that's a bad thing. Oh, by the way, I ran out of notes. And this time, trust me, I thought I wrote down more. Granted, I thought I learned my lesson from last video, being like, oh, I need to write more. I did, but I guess it wasn't enough because I've only been recording for 12 minutes. Where was I? I don't know. I guess I'm moving on because I don't remember what I was saying. Some of the people closest to me experience embarrassment like no other. And I don't want to sit there and tell them that it's like a product of being extremely judgmental to others, so you're extremely judgmental of yourself. But, that's kind of what it is at the end of the day. If you weren't judging other people all the time, why would you judge yourself? I mean, that's kind of unfair to say because I don't find myself to be the judgmental type, but I'm very judgmental of myself. So I'm just being a little bit of a hypocrite, but The moon is in Gemini. I'm just kidding. I love saying that to piss people off now because people are like, planets can't make you do anything. No, but it's better that I blame the planets than anything else because I'll start blaming. I saw a TikTok that was like, if I can find it, I'll insert it here, but it's from one of my favorite like astrologers. Her name is Lauren Astro. And she goes, yeah, I'm gonna have to blame something. You're lucky that I'm blaming the planets because what else am I gonna blame? Your mother for the way that she raised you?
You anti-astrology guys, you gotta stop. You are playing a dangerous game. Do the stars really influence my personality? If you don't stop, I'm gonna start putting the blame somewhere else. Like how your mother raised you. We could start there.
It's so funny. Anyways, I just got really sidetracked. But I guess I don't really have much to say. This is why I need my fucking notes because I can't do the kind of free for all thing. I've tried. It doesn't work out for me. Just remember that when you get embarrassed, it's not really real. It's just your ego trying to push you back into the box that you've slightly stepped out of. The box that society has built up for you. So it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix. And that's what people mean when they say life isn't fair. That's what they mean. A lot of the shit in your life isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix. That's unfair. Maybe that should be my next video. The true meaning of responsibility. No, I can't speak on that. I don't have a job and I don't go to school, so I don't really know shit about responsibility materially, like adult responsibility. Can't do my taxes, but I can fix generational curses, so I'm only qualified to talk about emotional responsibility. Okay? Anything else is out of my credentials. For now, at least for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys like these videos. I have so much fun making them. I hope you learned something. Like and subscribe if you want to. You don't really have to. I also noticed that when I'm off of like my notes or my script, I say like all the time and it's really annoying. I'm like editing, cutting out half like 90% of the video because all of it is just me saying but it's so annoying, but see? Damn. Follow me on my socials. Just look up Ryzen Jackson, you'll find me. I think it's Ryzen Jackson on Instagram and TikTok, and then Ryzen Jackson, but the O in Jackson is an X on Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Spotify. Again, I want to release new music soon. I'm gonna rebrand very soon, guys. Don't hold me to that though. I need time, guys. Artists need to take their time. Okay. I think next video is gonna be maybe more fun, lighthearted. I don't really know. I'll figure that out next time I go to create a template for the video, but I feel like I'm just in the mood to do something silly. Oh my god, happy October. I forgot that I was okay. I have a surprise next week. Okay. Okay, love you.